stay in this road so we get a camera. So this you really captured just the textures and the kind of the vibe of this subculture. This is kind of a scene that you run in.
Yeah, it's funny. Is this on? Can people hear me? Yeah. It's funny. I'm only really realizing it just now, but the movie is kind of about how much I like music and connect with people through music. You know, like cinema, it has been like a love that I've cultivated over the last decade, but my first love really is music, punk, punk subculture. But also it's funny because they're like, it's a punk movie, but they're also talking about like Cyndi Lauper and Heart and Celine Dion. That's the stuff I listen to. But yeah, I mean, it's a scene. I used to practice in this building, and it's just a cool space. It's been practice spaces since the mid-90s in New Orleans.
Nice. Love your aesthetic. It feels very, I don't know, like 70s maybe, or what were your style influences, if any?
I mean, I don't know. I just watch a lot of movies from the 90s, from the 80s, and also from the 70s. We shot it on 16 millimeters, so that's sort of, and I also probably just like, there were subconscious things that, like the space, I chose the space because it's sort of a timeless looking space. The faces that I chose, I tried to imagine like, oh, could they have walked out of a movie from the 80s? Like, could they have walked out of Slacker or some other movie? So maybe there's some of that going on that kind of influences it too.
Questions we have?
I'm wondering if you could speak a little bit about the costumes. It felt like they really revealed a lot about the different personalities that are in the subculture.
Interesting. Thank you for that question. I told everybody to just wear like autumnal colors. So, but the one costume that I really was like adamant about. Have you ever seen the movie Meetings with Anna, the Chantal Ackerman movie? Okay, well if you ever see it, Avery's wearing basically the exact same costume that Aurora Clement is wearing in that movie. The brown jacket. But yeah, otherwise it was like we shot it in a time when like it was kind of in between, and like October in New Orleans is like it's kind of cold but can also be hot. So parts like when Avery was sitting in that stairwell, it was like really hot in there, but she had to wear the jacket. I don't know if there was like much more than honestly just like autumnal color palette. I tried to stay away from like black as much as possible. The two people at the beginning who were wearing black, this is kind of what they showed up in. Actually, the Katie Lang shirt was art directed. I did tell her to wear that shirt, but I don't know if that answers the question. Yeah, Katie Lang, yeah.
But she turns out to be a good bass player. It sounds like from the last sound, it sounds like she was a good bass player. It's just kind of, you can pick them like fruit off trees.
Well, I should mention that song that Teresa's like teaching her at the end. That's actually Avery's song. So Avery, I was like, Avery, I need a song at the end that you can, that y'all can play. And so that song that's happening during the end credits is like them playing it live, but that's Avery's song. She wrote that song. It's called Songs You Play in the Womb. And I did a music video for that song. But yeah, she is a good bass player. She's also a good guitar player. Bass is not really her first instruments. She's a good guitar player.
Where do you get the idea for like just talking about the like hyper specific like Cessna specific like what she's talking about? It's like, oh, I fly a single engine Cessna or whatever. I thought it was really funny and cool.
That's Katie. She's talked to me about stuff like that. And I'm a big fan of Richard Linklater, if you couldn't tell. And in his movies, a lot of times there'll be like a guy talking about, like they'll have the hood open and the guy's like, you got a double piston, blah, 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 blah. I just think it's funny. I also just like the idea that she's kind of like, he's kind of trying to like move the interaction towards a different direction, and she's just like kind of almost like mansplaining about some like electronic equipment. It's pretty funny to me. But yeah, that's Katie flies airplanes.
Oh, wow.
And also like builds guitars. Yeah. There's somebody in the back. And then you.
Yeah, I think, thanks for that. I think the level of authenticity that you were able to capture, this like slice of life inside that building was beautifully done. I was wondering from your end, like why did you decide to place the film where it was in terms of the time? Like how do you think it supported the story that you were trying to say?
The time meaning like in the AM?
No, like the year.
Well, what year is it in?
I couldn't know if it's like late 80s or early 90s.
It's not a period piece. I just told everybody to not use phones. And the cassette tape thing is, yeah, it's a little bit of a contrivance because you would just like plug an iPhone into a PA speaker, but it's not a period piece. It's just the building is very old, and
New Orleans.
yeah, and it's New Orleans. But it is sort of like a time capsule. It represents a specific scene of like Kate, Lindsay at the beginning, who's talking about Celine Dion. She's booking shows right now. That band who are like practicing, they're a band called Slow Hole who are actively touring. So it's like, it is sort of like a snapshot of the New Orleans subculture in the 2020s right now. But I like that you think it's a period piece. I mean, that's cool.
Starting with the older gentleman channeling Diana Ross really kind of like obliterated the time period. It made it sort of periodless.
That's cool.
He's got Diana Ross and he's old and wrinkled and doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of a story that could have been made, 20 years ago.
What are you doing next?
I have a script that's about the co-workers of this movie theater, set in, like, it's a real-time story, sort of like this, like in the AM, liminal. This was kind of a trial run for that. But it's looking like I'm maybe not going to be able to get that going just yet, so maybe I'll have to do another short film, and it'll sort of probably be akin to this, nighttime.
Shot on film?
Always shot on film. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much.